فخامة رئيس الوزراء, Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Mohammed Shahbaz Sharif, Honorable Minister of Education, Honorable Ministers of Education provincial levels, Secretary, Federal Ministers, Her Excellency Jane Marriott, the British High Commissioner to Pakistan, my colleagues in the International Development Partners, Martin Reiser, the Vice President of South Asia for World Bank, academics, journalists, vice chancellors, activists, educationalists, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I think a lot have been said by the Minister as well as the colleagues who presented what are the priorities that are ahead of us and the national emergency that the country faces at the moment. So it's actually an honor to see the Prime Minister take this on behalf of the country and his government and champion this important cause. Let me start by sharing with you a voice of a child. Last December, we visited a government-run school in Mirpur Khas in Sindh. We met Suraj. He recited a poem. And in this simple poem, he said, "Let me read, let me grow." The simplicity of this request was quite moving. It was a plea to learn, nothing more than a child deserves. And yet across Pakistan today, millions of children are able to exercise that right. As the Minister said, learning poverty is a key issue that Pakistan faces at the moment. Despite the 26 million children out of school, even 77% of children who are already in school cannot read and write at the age of 10. The investment in the GDP or investment in children education, unfortunately, has been declining. It's barely 1.57% of GDP. Pakistan was among the first countries to ratify the Convention of the Rights of the Child in 1990. In your constitution, Mr. Prime Minister, Article 25A enshrines the right of children. The state shall provide free compulsory education to all children of the age of 5 to 16 years. Yet, in Pakistan, education is neither compulsory nor free. The learning poverty also is manifested in the human capital decline of Pakistan. We have the worst in the region, and our numbers actually at 0.4% compete with sub-Saharan Africa. The only way to alter this situation is by investing in people, young people, and as you're aware, Mr. Prime Minister, we have also signed with your youth program an accelerated agenda to make sure young people are also skilled. So how do we realize an ambitious plan? I want to just for a moment go back to history, if you permit me. This country is called Islamic Republic of Pakistan. It was the first country in the contemporary world to take the name of Islam. Why do I say this? Because the first word in Islam, when Gabriel came to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was Iqra, read, recite. Yet today, many of our children are not able to read at the age of 10. You also have an amazing history. You come from the Indus Valley civilization, a civilization that is quite deep and rich. The first Nobel laureate, who was a Muslim in physics, was a Pakistani, Abdullah A, 1979. You are number 30 in the world in the list of countries that publishes scientific and technical journals. You have just sent, congratulations, a mission to the moon, only one of 14 countries in the world. You are the custodians of a golden age of Islam where mathematics, astronomy, medicine, art, literature, poetry, all of that is part of your history. And Islam has contributed significant indelible mark on human history. But one more thing, Mr. Prime Minister, can you imagine Pakistan without Allama Iqbal? And his roots were that Indus Valley civilization and Islam. And therefore, the spiritual father of this country, without knowledge and education, Pakistan may not have actually existed. So declaring this emergency actually is more of a not only economic, not only existential issue, but actually it's a quite emotional issue for all Pakistanis and the world. 10% of all children out of school in the world actually come from Pakistan. Yet Pakistan is only 3% of the population of the world. That is not where Pakistan deserves to be. I want to conclude. There is a Global Education Evidence Advisory Panel that includes World Bank, USAID, UK, and UNICEF that actually has come up with evidence that shows what is a good investment, what is an effective investment in terms of costs, and all of that is available, and we are, as partners, ready and willing to support you in the coming days and months ahead. This is only the beginning. Tomorrow is the real work, when we have to come up with costed action plan that indicates per month, per week, what are we going to do over the next years. And Mr. Prime Minister, 2022, when you went to the General Assembly, you had your government attend the education transformation agenda. Pakistan actually was the lead representing the G77 plus China, and you have made commitment on UNGA. And this year we also have the Summit of the Futures coming, and the transformative agenda of the education is part and parcel of that. I'm glad to see the provinces here because the work will be also on your shoulders, and from this we are going to come to every province and make sure that you are at the heart of this. Let me conclude. I hope no other 10-year like Suraj would forever be reading poems that say, I need to read. It's incumbent upon all of us to make sure that this cycle stops now, and under your leadership, Prime Minister, and your track record, we're sure this